or what is required to us by the finance office. So our tasks is for us to come out with the master listing of teachers and learners who will attend the National Learning Camp, group accordingly per grade level and learning area. This is for grades 7 and 8 who will undertake the NLC in English, Science, and Math. Yun po ang ibig sabihin ng ESM, English, Science, and Math. And we need also the number of learners under the other end of the school year activities for other grade levels and learning areas, except for English, Science, and Math. So what are these things? These are the numbers of those learners who will undergo the literacy and numeracy activities, particularly for Key Stage 1, that is for kinder to grade 3. The remedial classes, particularly those who did not meet expectations or those placed under the condition status. Diba? 1 to 2 learners who failed at least 1 to 2 subjects have to undergo remedial classes. And then advanced classes for senior high school to avoid conflict of schedule when they will have their immersion program. I think based on the talk with the the senior high school coordinator, I think most of the learners who will be affected here are those under the TVL track or TVL courses. And then another end of the school year activities, the enrichment activities for those who obtain grades of 75 and up, who are covered in the who are not covered in the camp for the intervention or consolidation and enhancement. So parang two major tasks that we'll be doing here, and we need your support. We need the data that you will be feeding us later on. So ito sana ang how to do the grouping of grade 7 and 8 learners for the different camps should be explained to you by Ma'am Dolores Anakang. And unfortunately, she is not here because she is down attending the regional Mancom. Pero what the possible question that might appear, nakasulat na dito, and the possible answer to it. What if a learner, for example, belongs to the 3 different camps? And we have the possible answer, the learner should belong to the camp that will address his lowest performance. So, ang sabi nila in the latest update, the basis for determining where or who will join the different camps will be their performance grade in the school year. Wala na pong visa ang result ng NLC assessment na pre-test kasi it cannot, wala pang nabibigay. And accordingly, our basis now will be the performance of the learners. So I hope that all schools have finished their computation of the grades of the learners and accomplished their school forms, particularly SF5 and SF6, kasi submit din yan. And I think those forms contain yung mga grades ng mga bata natin. And from there, we can determine who among them should be under this intervention camp, who should be under the consolidation, or who will go under the enhancement camp. And after that, we would like to gather data from you. We would like to have a master listing of all the learners who will undergo these camps. And this is supposed to be presented to you by Ma'am Florida. But anyway, I will prepare this. I will present it to you later on. And then other preparations that are expected of the schools that will be implementing the National Learning Camp. To be presented to you by Ma'am Dorothy, but unfortunately, ako pa rin ang mag-present pala. So yun po ang order of presentation natin. And of course, if there are questions that you can that you need to ask, then raise your hand and we will try to answer these things if we can answer them. Okay? Parang medyo na-erase, Jay. Right, for the first one, how do we identify the learners who will be in the different camps? So ito yung this is the newest, I think, ito yung update na ibibigay natin. Now, you can see here the grading scale. And when we say did not meet expectations, those who got a grade in the different learning areas, yung below 75. If a learner gets a grade below 75, then he will be subjected to the intervention camp. Pag 70 to 75, 75 to 79, which is fairly satisfactory, and 80 to 84, which is satisfactory, the learners who grade 7 and grade 8 learners who fall under these categories will be under the consolidation camp. While those who got grades or obtained grades of 85 to 100%, sila po ang mapapasok sa enhancement camp. Di ba yung napag-usapan natin yung enhancement camp that should be given for 3 weeks lang? While the consolidation camp and the intervention camp, these are the learners who will undergo yung 5 weeks. And other end of the school year activities are called enrichment activities, particularly for those learners who got 75 to 100 na who do not belong to the grade 7 and 8 in English, Science, and Math, but who would like to join the NLC, they will be under the enrichment activities. Ini nga itikas na kiting nga mangin. At mga nga sila. Minimize motion. And those who, of course, who got grades of who failed in 1 or 2 subjects, di ba kailangan ni remedial class natin? Particularly those who are placed under conditional status. Sila talaga ang magkaroon ng remedial classes. So we do not conduct summer classes now because that order was repealed, and what we will do now is to do remedial classes for them. So the scale that you are seeing in the monitor is our basis for determining who or what camp will the learners go based on their performance, based on their grade performance. Okay po ba, mga kasama? Okay, so let's move to the next. Now,
check attendance.
Check attendance. Now let's go to the template for the master listing of grades 7 and 8 learners. We need this one, particularly the number, because we would like to also prepare our work in financial plan kasi may dinownload sila, nakapirahan on NLC, and we cannot just prepare these things by just looking at the ceiling and trying to come up with figures in our mind. So we need data from you. So this is the template for the master listing of grade 7 and 8. Kailangan namin yung number of teachers who will take up English and Science and Mathematics. And the number of grade 7 and 8 learners who will be undergoing the NLC for English, Science, and Mathematics. Number lang po ang kailangan dito sa template, but you need to attach also the list of teachers and learners in another sheet, which maybe you can do this in starting today. After we are done with the orientation, you can prepare the list now and come up with the numbers. Okay? And you, ay hindi pa. And then this is also the template. Hindi pala. Ito pala, dito nyo makukuha yung template, yung this is where you will submit, or the link where you can download the link for each district, where you can submit or you can upload the yes, the raw data per district. So ang nakikita nyo lang dito, ito yung link from the CID, but this will, I think, direct you to a more specific link for each district. So you can open this and you can see your district, and that's the open what is for your district, and then fill out the forms or give the data that is being required in your school. Please go to your own district niya, district link. Okay. So for the template for the end of the school year activities for elementary, ganito naman sa kanila, particularly for the remedial classes. So you need to put your district, identify your district, identify the school, and in that school you need to put the grade levels there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think, and the total. And then how many, for example, in grade 1 will undergo English, particularly for literacy, particularly for reading. I made science the grade 1, 2, and 2. And then how many for math, numeracy? Ilan din sa Filipino ang para sa literacy, pagbasa? Aralpan, MAPE, EPP, ESP. Of course, walang EPP sa grade 1 and grade 2 and other grades. But in the higher grades, meron po sila. So provide the data for these columns in the appropriate grades. And again, we need the list of teachers who will be handling the grade, the grade level, and the list of learners who will be undergoing the remedial classes. Remedial classes there again, as you mentioned, those who failed, but you can do enrichment activities also. So pwedeng number of learners under remedial classes, or you can, kung wala sa remedial class, enrichment class. Okay po ba? And then those for literacy and numeracy. Okay? And the same link, we use this one, you open the link, and you can see there the link for the submission for the template for grade for the elementary on end of school year activities. That could be remedial, enrichment, and the conduct of literacy and numeracy. And for the secondary, ito naman yung template for the end of school year activities. Sabi dito, number of learners who will undergo remedial, but please include there also / enrichment. And of course, the learners who are grade 7 and 8 learners who are under the 3 camps in the NLC, hindi nyo na isali sila dito. But if they are under remedial class or enrichment in Filipino, Aralpan, MAPE, TLE, and other subjects, aside from ESM, then you need to put the number of learners under this one. And then for grades 9, 10, 11, and 12, then provide for the total. And again, we need the list of teachers and the learners placed in another sheet or submitted in another sheet. For grades 11 and 12, we do not know yung kung ano yung mga specific subjects for English, science, and math. Please give the specific details of the subject. Kung English yan, ano po yung talagang is it for oral comp, for example, and kapag science naman, is it earth science or what? I do not know. Okay, I think someone is explaining something. Okay, and you use again the same template, the same link, where you can download the link for your district in the submission of this template. Now let's move to the end of school year activities. So what are those end of the school year activities? We have literacy and numeracy, particularly for key stage 1. This is for grades 1 to 3. So hindi lang pala grades 7 and 8. Pwede rin sa grades 1, 2, and 3. Then remedial classes for those who did not meet expectations or those placed under conditional status. And advanced classes for senior high, particularly grade 12 learners, to avoid conflict of schedule when they will be under the immersion program. And enrichment activities for those who obtained grades of 75 and up or not covered in the camp under the intervention, consolidation, and enhancement. So these are the EOSY activities. Meron pa palang template for the advanced class for grade 12. Of course, you need to identify kung anong, if under ABM, you need to identify yung mga learning area or you will conduct advanced classes for them. Pero sabi ni Kwan, siguro karamihan na ang mga mag-aaral sa grade 12 na karamihan may conflict ay nasa TBL track daw. Karamihan daw. Pero we do not discount also the other subjects. Baka meron din later on some conflicts in their schedule if they will be undergoing work immersion. I think sa gas, Humes at STEM walang work immersion. Meron po ba? Pero sa ABM may work immersion and TBL tracks. So you also provide the learning area. Please specify because we do not know yung mga learning area na kung saan the learning area that you will offer for advanced classes. And then provide the list of teachers and learners in another sheet. And now let's go to others. The additional benefit for teachers aside from having 15-day service credit on top of the 15 days that you already have. Meron din yan. And then aside from receiving certificates signed by the undersecretary, here is another one that they are proposing. There will be a food allowance at 250 pesos per day. I do not know how they will give this one. If it is in, if it will be monetized or they will deliver the food for you. I don't know. Pero ito yung nakasulat, ito daw yung sinabi nila doon sa Tugigaraw for those people who attended the training. So ito yung pang-additional na benefit for teachers who will conduct the NLC. And before we conduct the NLC, we're planning to conduct also the division training for grades 7 and 8 English, Science, Math teachers to be announced later. Most probably in July 25 to, I don't know, within the last, most probably the last week of July. It will also depend on how fast the approval of our purchase, our activity request, purchase request, and what is that, PO, and other things that are related to procurement. And then these are the other things that our school should prepare. Print advocacy materials. All schools should prepare this one. In fact, I just signed already the, anong tawag doon? DB, OBR for the release of 1,000 for each school so that you can make have a tarpaulin. Oo, para meron na kapipirma lang kanina and this will be downloaded to the schools. So, itong tarpaulin, siguro you need to see the CID hub so that you can see yung design. I think ang sabi ni Ma'am Jocelyn kanina doon, ang pwedeng lang palitan doon yung the name of the school. So that it will all be the same. And then, of course, we conducted earlier the orientation on the NLC. Nanguna pa sa radio, I think. We did that in the air, through the radio. Before we had that on July 4. And now we are doing again, an orientation for the third time this July 11. I hope that you will conduct your school orientation and you can download some materials from the CID hub. Nandun yung National Learning Camp slides. And of course, you need to prepare for the conduct of the learning camp. And if amount will be downloaded to your schools, because we talked with the accounting unit a while back, dagamintin to nga saro nga wherein there will be amount for the reproduction of learning materials. But these learning materials are already in the CID hub, which you can download, and we are asking if this amount will be downloaded para kayo na ang mag-reproduce using the amount that will be downloaded to the schools. But if this will be granted, if there will be amount to be downloaded to your schools, then it is expected that you will prepare also the work and financial plan immediately. Adi kayo kumakano mabayag-bayag to siyang kananda. Now we are also busy making our work and financial plan for the conduct of the training and other things. So, meron pa bang activity? Okay, here are the flow of activities. We already conducted the orientation on National Learning Camp. In passing lang, but I hope you heard a lot of these things. Kasi yun naman yung nakikita natin sa news. You can see it in the YouTube and many things. So we are doing now the conduct of updates on the National Learning Camp. And we would like the schools to submit the required master list of the NLC tomorrow. If you can submit at 5 o'clock tomorrow, because we needed the data very much. I hope there will be no objection there, friends. And then, sabi in the earlier video clips presented a while back, the registration of the schools on NLC should have been done on July 1 to 14. Tapos na po ba? So at least maybe we can extend it on up to July 21. And then we hope that some funds for the NLC will be downloaded, particularly the amount that you will use for the printing of tarpaulin, so that you can have something to paste on the doorways of your school. Then we need to conduct the training for grade 7 and 8. We'll handle the NLC, and the temporary date will be on July 19 to 21. But of course, this will change depending on how fast the paper will move. And then the implementation of the NLC, what I know is on July 24, and it will end up to August 25 for the camp that will have it for 5 weeks. Pero may camp naman na 3 weeks lang. And then the monitoring of the NLC implementation, of course, kayo ang lead at the school level, and there will be monitoring to be conducted by the division and the regional and as well as the central office. And then after the monitoring, an evaluation will be conducted, maybe in the form of a test for the grades 7 and 8 learners who have undergone the 3 camps. And then evaluation still on the reporting and the others that we will be requiring, or the division or the higher offices will be requiring from the schools. So I hope everything will be documented in the conduct of the National Learning Camp. Meron pa ba? Wala na po akong slide. So I know that as if we are robots here, na wala tayong pahinga, but I think that will make us contribute in solving the problems that our country is facing now. So let us, this is our moment to be a part of the solution rather than adding a pinch of salt to the wounds that our country is experiencing. So good afternoon, and we are open for some queries. So paano po ito, Sir Andre?
We have here a question from Arnel, sabi niya. Good PM po, may we suggest that the procurement of NLC tarpaulin will be done in the division level for distribution to participating schools? Tapnohan nga ado nga WFPT. Di may submit just for the tarpaulin.
Hi, Jay. Sige, we talked about that earlier, but the procurement process, it's a big amount when it is at the division level. So it needs to undergo yung processes of ano ba yun? Yung procurement. Pero pag if we download it, particularly the printing of the tarpaulin, pwedeng siguro nalaklaka, it will not undergo a lot of processes at the school level because it is for 1,000 only. Hello, sir. So, but for other things nga may download nga medyo dadakkel, I think it's too much at the division level. No ngayon i-procure mi na karon no reproduction based on our experience during the module printing, the printing of modules or reproduction of modules. It will take many months at umali nan modules. And our fear is that umayot ng buwan and then malpasot ng NLC, igay pa lang in malinan learning materials that are expected to be used during that time. That is the reason, siya di lang the main reason why we would like it to be downloaded to the schools. I hope you understand our predicament because adda gamin ti experiences tayo on the procurement, karkaron no ag-fail, and then another we need to again redo it until at the mang bid, and then it will take time. If the modules, for example, or the learning materials, apod na lang i-dump sina division office, and then we need to sort it out again for each school, for each district. It will take again a longer time. Sayang nan oras, dapat umay nan oras for the implementation of the NLC. Siya di lang. That's what we have seen. That's why as a problem, that's why we opted for the downloading of the material so that you can do it at least a bit faster at the school level. Okay, any other questions?
Okay, so any other question? If you have any question, you can click the raise your hand button, or you can also unmute and hear your queries, or you can type in the chat box yung inyong mga queries or questions. Pwede din pong gumamit kayo ng Q&A portion sa ating platform. Now we have Sir Atkinson Todlong. Yes, Sir Atkin. Any question, Sir Atkin? Mag-raise po kayo ng kamay. Okay, so while waiting for Sir Atkin, may we now proceed to Sir Rafael? You can unmute your question, your microphone, Sir Rafael.
Sir, good afternoon. Can I be heard?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes.
What if in PSAT High, we have less than 35 students in grade 7 and 8 each section? My query is, can we combine those low performers in grade 7 and 8 in the intervention camp so that we will be holding only one class for the intervention camp for 7 and 8?
I do not know. I have not seen yet the learning resources if they are addressing the same competency. Ma'am, suppose the competency in grade 7 is different from that of grade 8. Siya di lang ng problem.
Sir, the problem, Sir Kat,
yes, ma'am.
Because I observed in here, most especially in language, in English and in mathematics.
Yes, ma'am.
They are hard up in the basics. They are very hard up in the basics, even in grade 8. And we know so well that while the curriculum is spiral, hindi rin nawawala yung basics na nagsisimula sa grade 7 na i-enhance lang sa grade 8. Kaya parehong competences ang naituturo. But yet, there are still students who are far behind. So, if only my plea would be, then probably we will be addressing a learning gap which was in grade 8, which was caused by the pandemic.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I think there's a provision here that says the school can make some adjustment provided that they will not hindi sila lilihis sa mga competencies that we need to further develop among our learners, ma'am.
If only the learning material. Yes, sir. Sir?
If you're talking of the learning materials, I think it's already uploaded in the CID hub. You can try to open those things kasi nandoon naman, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. The problem gamin kat papatong-patong gamin nga aramidan tayo. So thank you very much. I'll try to open the CID hub and see what competencies go together in grade 7 and 12, most especially in language and in mathematics. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. For the next question, we have here another question from Sir Avelino. Ang tanong niya is, ang PACS po ba sa NLC should be mandatory to learners, not volunteer, sir? Sabi.
Sir, yun ang question. But I would like to share to you, because you also raised that question into Gigaraw, wherein we got scolded for saying that as if you are not doing anything to make parang to implement this program. Parang ganun daw kasi volunteer nga yung sabi nila. Suppose kung walang mag-volunteer na teacher at learner, di wala, di bagsak ka agad, di ba, sir? But parang ang sinasabi, all, apay nga nag-test da amin, all. Siguro we need, I think, really to that's why we need to conduct orientation so that we can invite learners to and teachers to undergo the NLC. Siya di lang. So, all naman kasi ang sinasabi, and they downloaded the funds for the conduct of this one. And then, kung walang nobody will will show interest in the NLC, then sayang yung pera, then sayang yung dapat na matutunan sa ng mga mag-aaral to address yung mga gaps natin in English, science, and mathematics. I think kailangan siguro yung mga for you to do some kind of convincing our teachers and learners. It's not only for themselves but maybe for us to solve also, to address also itong pressing problem in education, sir.
Okay, so I hope na-answeran ang tanong ni Sir Avelino. Another question sa chat. Okay po, sabi ni Sir Avelino. Dito naman sabi ni Ma'am Jennifer Oyam, pang grade 7 and 8 lang po ba ang NLC?
Ma'am, di ba yung NLC, those are the learning camps, pero may end of school year activities also that we do, and those things are also part of the national learning camp. Yung enrichment activities for other subject areas in the different grade levels and the remedial classes, I think, are part of the national learning camp, ma'am. On pati ALS pa, no kayat da.
Okay, sabi ni Sir Joseph Manonggit, in case of EBNABs, we have 9 grade 7 and 18 grade 8 with a total of 27. Can we still give the NLC?
Sabi naman dito, a maximum of 35 in a class. So, yun lang naman ang sinabi. So, it could be less than 35, sir.
Okay, Sir Joseph, meaning to say ang maximum lang naman sa classroom is 35. So pwede yung lower than 35. Now, another question from Ma'am who is using the account of Rafael. Please unmute.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Just to add to what was said a while ago, some of our
Okay.
teachers said here that we are adding to their stress because of this
Yeah.
one that we are giving them. Seemingly, there will be no vacation for them. But then accordingly, as I observed a while ago, in the presentations, parang it's not you mandating
Yes.
us, but it is I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
the department that's mandating everyone to make a sacrifice for the solution of the learning gaps and the learning loss.
Yes,
And that
ma'am.
is why if only you are the ones who came here to face these people, the reason why I said we all joined the orientation is nga naka-flash is on board gidangan mi ang
Oo.
in.
Sige, ma'am. Oh, which is good.
My point in here is such that they will listen to what we say. Now,
Yes.
in doing this, you said a while ago that teachers orientation for this shall be July 19 to 21. Did I get it right?
Temporary days lang yun, ma'am, kasi it will still be based on how fast the paper will go for the conduct of the training. Kasi kailangan may procurement process din yun, ma'am.
Okay, we know, sir. Then it goes through that. Please give us allowance in the submission of the list of students who will get involved in the NLC. So with the teachers, imbis nga man check kami is forms idwania. Munsing seminar kami, anyhow, it is good.
1/12 niya si bigat.
One nga ron.
But as you check the forms, maybe you can already identify si Tunano 84, he will go to just put pang consolidation or pang intervention. Tanan niyo siguro ani. Hello, ma'am. Because we are also tasked. Yes, kasi yun we cannot also make our WFP no made na data that will come from you, and we really need that. Adimi kayat ay to just create numbers there ay bakan ori man bakan exact siguro na no kami ng at least our projection should be at least more or less true. Tapno kwa. Yes, maawatan mi na na Riknayo because what you are feeling is what we are feeling now. Kami to may kumaay bumalay I in May, some of us have been in different districts and then suddenly wala na notice ay na cancel na travel me to confirm and visit your schools and then we need to report today. I know adunan na adu adi ng kananda but that is the order. So umali kayo lang kanak even if it is past or man alas 12 or what afternoon basta wala kayo because the higher ups, the people up there are calling for us to do this one and sadi medyo mabain kamit kunda kayo ay eskwelahan ay nan-promisan mi ay umayan for us to conduct the confirmation and siguro provide inspiration but I hope you do understand ay kagtuna na nikakan na trabaho tako duani in DepEd that we need to adjust and we need to adapt to whatever they would like us to do. I hope if we do this one we are still becoming aware mataptapyan ko makayot nan sa upanan ikakanadwani that we cannot go to what we used to be doing before. So these are some of the changes that we need to adapt. Ay siya nga tamam. I hope
Sir?
you understand.
Siya,
Maawatan
sir.
mi na kayo tay uli sa na nasawa kat mistala and she keeps on complaining. Isu nga no sumak adu-adu pay adi ay stress aga nga ma anya nga ay kanakit paliyas ta ko amin bakan lang na kayo even as we feel that one and pipiyapay kit di ataw wadanan ito day service credits yun da kami pa ay wada mait kinansel dan to pa yun tuanot pa na Monday ni ay day no. Hello pero siya siguro din na pumigpig sa tao kayo to do our work. I know siya din ang kanandan service. If we are in the teaching profession, we are more in providing service. And this is our service to the nation, particularly to the people that we serve. Hello?
Sir, yes, we are
Oh.
providing. Hello, sir. Yes, really, we really do provide service, and we know that so well. But we also need rest. This is
Yeah.
what the teachers are pleading in here. And the next question is, sorry for my many questions. The next question is there no provision so that if there will be no teachers, amid dun nun sakit ng teacher kas pagarigan ng English, di maka volunteer for such. Is there no provision that we can hire, say for example, those new graduates or let passers who are not employed for this particular endeavor?
Ay maid isanday ilaksanday in download day shipping it's more on printing of materials reproduction of sinuri assessment tools ng kananas na the money that will go to for the conduct of training non travels da for monitoring and nothing is allotted for siguro for the hiring of volunteer teacher. That's why kailangan guro daw talaga ang gagawa ng NLC. That's why we need to identify yung mga talagang guro na who majored in English and science and math. Dapat daida ka mga kano because yun nga they know more of the content and maybe they can do something to address itong mga gaps. Mayat kuma if there will be a provision for those who would like to get an experience itong mga volunteer pero as of now wala pa but that is a good idea ma'am, we will bring that out no wadan to kananday any other concerns tapno i-bring out to ko for further improvement of the conduct of the NLC in the future ma'am.
Another thing, sir, is such that new environments uh, 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 motivate more people, just like as
Yes.
new faces in the classrooms motivate
Yeah.
more people. That was my point in saying
Yes,
that,
yes.
because also the
Yeah.
teachers in India, I do understand. I do understand. And then with your explanation, it therefore means that tignan na natin yung list learned at i-compare natin doon sa ibibigay na content ng NLC at kung ano yung ano
Yes.
doon probably that is now what we will do. At any rate, you have given us the provision that schools can make ano ba yung sabi ninyo kanina? I cannot understand that now, but we can make changes.
Kagawad parang may leeway sila ano ma'am. Yeah, as long as they do not get out from the expected competencies that are contained in the LR, in the learning resources, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, thank you for the accommodation. I will listen to others also. It might be of the same concerns that we have here. Thank you, and good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, good afternoon to ma'am and to our teachers there.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for airing your concern. Sir Atkinson, you were raising your hand a while ago. Do you have any question? You can please unmute, sir. Pakiclick po yung mic dyan sa inyong gadget para ma-unmute siya. Naka-mute na pa rin po, Sir Atkin. Makikita mo po sa inyong harapan ang icon or logo ng microphone. Mangyaring pakiclick lamang po upang ma-unmute siya. Or kung hindi mo ma-unmute, mangyaring pakilagay na lang po sa chat. Habang naghihintay tayo kay Sir Atkin, let us now check our chat. Accordingly, sabi ni Sir Joseph Manonggit, Sir, can we only have intervention camp or do we need to implement the 3 camps?
That depends on the grade performance of your learners in the 3 learning areas, English, Science, and Math. Please look at the table. Kung mababa, of course, if they are below 75 and below, most probably intervention. Pero pag 75 to, I don't know, parang 85 ba yun, 75 to, and then siguro nasa consolidation camp sila. Pero pag honor students sila at hanggang 100, siguro more on the enhancement camp sila, sir. So, depende. Siguro kung walang nabagsak in English, Science, and Math, but there are learners who have grades na below 85 up to 75, siguro more on the consolidation camp sila. And pati rin yung mga matatalino or top of the class with honors up to 100%, they can still join pero under the enhancement camp. Sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, Sir Manonggit, ibig sabihin, hindi po required na implement yung 3 camps. Maaring yung 2 camps lang kung wala kayong bagsak or otherwise. Now, let's proceed to Sir Ma'am Marcelita Moises. Marami siyang katanungan. Sabi niya, is it okay for us to teach and be given service credit pag ayaw ng mga guro? Can a teacher applicant teach if no teacher likes? At saka sabi pa niya, kindly give TA to convince learners ay ibagbaga initially at nakasimangot doon. Last follow-up niya is kasi basic lang naman turuan nila na grade 7 kaya pwede siguro sa non-majors hehehe. Hope the request of Ma'am Basilio will be acted favorably.
So maraming tanong si ma'am, ano yung una? Pwede po ba kayong magturo ma'am kung walang volunteer? Siguro pwede because that is open to all. Kanana even those at the division level na gustong magturo. But they need to have siguro kailangan na major nila yung mga subjects kasi content nga mga ito. So yun ma'am. And then
Pwede daw ba ang applicant na magturo kapag walang gusto
Ay,
teacher?
wala pong provision sa to at an applicant to teach kasi may bibigay ba sa kanya na service credit? Di wala, sayang yung service credit. Hindi niya magagamit pa rin yung certificate that will be signed by the undersecretary because we only give that to those who are in the service. So, ano pa? At saka ano pa yung tanong, nakamisuot daat na teachers. I think I mentioned already I gave out my opinion a while back. We are in the service, so if the country calls for us to provide service, then we need to heed that call. As if we are soldiers when we are called to join in the battle, then we need to go whether we like it or not. Ganun po 'yon. So, ang edukasyon po ay para magbigay ng serbisyo, and we have a big problem in the Philippine education, and they are doing something for us to address these things. So they are calling for us voluntarily, pero kahit voluntarily po ang pagsabi nila, nakasulat naman sa memo nila all. So it means let us try to read beyond the line na kahit voluntary yan, pero pag nakasulat sa memo all, then lahat siguro gagawin na because I think the learners here, the learning gap is what we are trying to address, and we are working for the learners who will be taking the realms of the government in the future. Kaidanan mangilid kundat ako, and if we do not give them the right preparation, siguro I do not know what will happen to this country.
Okay, so that answers your question, Marcelita. Now we have here finally the question of Sir Atkinson na ilang beses nag-raise pero hindi naka-unmute. So ngayon, ang tanong niya is, what will happen to the NLC pretest?
Accordingly, that will be for the consumption of the central office, because they cannot still provide us with the result, and maybe still there will be a post-test to be conducted. Maybe they will use that to make comparison if there will be an improvement in the conduct of the NLC. So, yun sana ang basis, but now, baka kadin na nga to na result is yung they do not like to show. That's why they are requiring us to use the result of the school performance of our learners. Sir.
Okay, yan po ang sagot, Sir Atkin. Ngayon, ang tanong naman ni Ma'am Octrinalyn is somewhat like similar with the question of Sir Joseph a while ago. Kaso nga lang, it focuses on the yung learning area. Ang tanong niya is, Sir, is it okay po ba if we only offer literacy and numeracy only?
For grades 1 to 3, pwede ba kung wala talagang nag-volunteer or no learners would like to join in the end of the school year activity for grades 4, 5, and 6 in other learning areas aside from English, science, and mathematics.
Okay, yan po Ma'am Octrinalyn. Pwede daw po. Ngayon, let's proceed to Sir Joseph Manonggit again. Ang sabi niya, what if the learners do not want to be listed in the camp or report for this endeavor because they want a break? Is it okay if take-home activity monitored by the teachers assigned? Thank you.
Take home?
Instead of face-to-face na camp.
Face-to-face, sir, itong learning camp. That's why learning camp, so we have to do something to make it more fun. Parang talagang camp. That's why there is a preparation for Monday, study on what to present for the next 3 days, and then evaluation for the 5th day. Diba, in a week, 3 days lang ng mga klase yan ng eskwela. It's not actually 5 days. And during the Monday and Friday, that is where we focus the professional learning development for our teachers through the learning action cell. Actually, ito may learning action cell, and there are things that they follow for them to further enhance their capability to deliver instructions, sir. And the part of this is how we do, how may siguro infusion of other activities so that they will enjoy the learning camp. Hello, sir.
Okay. So yan po, it should be face-to-face.
Unless may
Unless walang pasok.
walang pasok.
Unless declared na walang pasok,
Pero,
that's the time that we adopt other modalities.
yes, sir.
Now, let's proceed again to Sir Abelino. What will we do to those identified learners who belong to consolidation camp if they refuse to join the NLC?
Kaya nga you conduct first the orientation. Siguro it is more on your convincing power, sir, to convince them that this is being done by the government for them to improve further, for them to catch up with what they missed during that almost 3 years pandemic. So, nasa iyo po ang sagot kung paano mo hihikayatin ang mga mag-aaral mo na magustuhan ang offer ng learning camp na mas masaya. Hello, sir.
Yun po, sir. Kaya-kaya yan sa tamang convincing power lang. Ngayon, ang sabi ni Sir Atkinson, again, ay, sir, the consolidation and intervention camps will go for 5 weeks.
Ay,
But teachers are only given 15 days.
anong 15 days?
Anong 15 days po ito, Sir Atkin?
Hintay. Yung intervention, I think, is for 5 weeks. In each week, 3 days lang nan mga adalanda for chosen competency nga which is throughout the Philippines. Papariway competency ang i-develop natin. But for consolidation, I think I don't know if it is 15 days. 15 days.
Baka yung nandun sa video siguro.
Siguro enhancement pala yung 3 weeks niya.
Si service credit ang sinasabi niya.
Service credit pala. Yes, 15 days yung service credits on top of the service credit that they have in a year, sir.
So yun po yun. That is additional on top of the 15 service credits. Ang sabi naman ni Ma'am Marcelita, technical na camp yata ang tinutukoy mo, Ma'am Marcelita. Maybe we will purchase tents for this purpose.
Adia, may isa na it is not specified, is not amount into the ISARO. It's more on the reproduction of the materials for grade 7 and 8, for the assessment tool, for the printing of advocacy, parang yung tarpaulin, the conduct of training, and the monitoring. Yun ang kung saan pupunta ang pera. Pero ay gaputak camp ya tent pwedeng magsiguro they can pitch up their camp in the school gym. Tay 3 days lang in a week, adi pa tayo nandakasin. Okay.
Pwede siguro para magbukhang camp, maglagay lang kayo ng flaglets para feeling camp. Ang tanong naman ni Ma'am Okrinalyn, ang sabi niya is, okay lang po ba na one teacher lang po ang magtuturo K-6? One teacher lang po kasi ang nag-volunteer. And we are offering multi-grade, sir.
Ay. Paano kaya magkakaroon ng one teacher ng kausap niya? 'Di ba kasi pag Monday may planning 'yan, kailangan yung you need to plan together. Pag Friday, paano kaya pag-iisa lang siya, ma'am? And this is for, again, the conduct of the NLC is not purely for the learners, but in preparing also the teachers of the new trends in teaching. So please convince your other teachers to join. An nga gaputa idi agap apply dagita amok nga they have the passion for teaching kunada. Now that they are employed, santo awanan je passion da. What happened, ma'am? That passion should have been there.
Okay, yun po ma'am. Dapat instead na nawawala yung passion, it should be more than na-ignite. Now, let's proceed to Ma'am Marcelita again. Sabi niya, ay kay Sir Arnel pala. Arnel, please tell us more about the time allotment for each subject from Tuesday to Thursday.
Ay time allotment. Shadi, that's the reason why we need yung mga APS na nag-seminar dito. I cannot provide the time allotment kung paano gagawin yung mga lesson plan either and the things that they will prepare, but I think that will be the content of the training of the things that they will be talking when they will conduct the training for the teachers, ma'am. So let us wag nating pangunahin because siguro doon lalabas during the training, the conduct of the training.
Okay, so yun po ang sabi ng let's proceed naman sa mga naka-raise ng hand. Kanina pa sila naka-raise at baka mapagod. Sir Rafael Bayen, please unmute.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Welcome
sir.
back. Yes, ma'am. Hello.
In senior high school, the feedback for the immersion that we have had this school year was such that it was too short because we exposed them for only 2 weeks. Now in the provision, if I got it right, we can have advanced classes,
Yes,
scheduling the classes 3 hours every day per subject for the 5 weeks. I think that was what I read.
Yes.
A while ago, it was mentioned that there will be conflicts in the academics and I do not know those conflicts. But probably, if we do so, then kasama gadanan labas studi na i-advance lang through NLC. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Padasan mi garos. Another thing is we will only be doing the enlisting. Now, after the enlisting, then we have to conduct orientation. Now,
wala na magkakalkalis, wala
after the enlisting, we will do the convincing.
Yes, ma'am.
Ay, baka through orientation.
You need to convince people. Yes, ma'am.
Barbarang napipyanan advance senior high. Over here. But anyway, we will just have to try. Thank you. At least I am clarifying with that. Thank you. Come on.
Spaghetti. Ay, dadaanan niyo.
Hello, ma'am.
Ilan to, no? Tayo, di-ref tayo madadal pa eh.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am Nelly.
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Oh, hello. Sorry, ma'am. Adunan mong kalkalis mo, ajak ma. Adunan sumingsingit sang kang kana, agay kunalat ng puntos mo, ma'am.
Adi ustudi, it was made clearer that the advanced classes for SHS for
Yes, ma'am.
the
Five
purpose of,
days it's
for the
5
purpose
weeks.
of
Avoiding
one,
conflicts
lengthening
during
the
one, ma'am.
yeah, for the lengthening of the immersion. Syanan puntos
Yes,
ko
ma'am.
di. So kagat upay
Yes.
is advanced NLC
Advance.
classes
Well,
tapno no into naman immersion da kagat as nanalpas da. Ti
one, ma'am.
problema
Look,
adani Sir Arnel samot ditoy or no haan nga isu ni SDS. Ti problema di agisurok ko mga ide subject ti NLC ket provi ket syempre nalpas pima ng kwanda ngem di bali ta i personalized communication kun to DI. But at least I am clarified for whatever nga advanced subject nga maalan to ket mabalin.
yes,
Kung
ma'am.
siguro ma-record to laeng ijay SF10 da no panag kaklase.
Klase. One
Thank you.
siguro, ma'am. One, ma'am. One. Thank you.
Yaman. Yaman.
Okay.
Okay, say thank you, ma'am. Ang sabi naman po dito, balik tayo sa chat. Sabi ni Ma'am Maligmayo Dumanas, will it be okay to send our learners to other school who happen to have teachers that will be catering this NLC?
Ay. Kaya nga camp, I think it should be done within the school. Sa school po ninyo, yun ang I heard that it's not possible to conduct yung mga cluster-based learning camp. It should be school-based, sir.
Okay, yan po ma'am. It should be school-based, hindi po approved ang clustering. Are there any more questions or queries? Please just feel free to chat them through our chat box or just raise your hand to be recognized. Meantime, I will be posting in the chat the various or the different links where you can access your consolidation link. So makikita po ninyo dyan sa chat box kung saan ninyo ilalagay po yung or isasubmit yung inyong consolidation na na-mention kanina ni Sir. That is specific, you will be directed specifically to your district folders. For the NLC materials, I will also be providing to you the direct link to the CID Hub for you to easily access the learning resources. And for those who are asking the attendance, it will be shared later before the end of this session. Are there any more queries or questions? Ito ang tanong ni Ma'am Bibina K. Mendoza. Is it okay if some students will not join the NLC?
Ma'am, do you think you will be satisfied kung yung mga estudyante na ayaw mag-join ay sila pa ang nangangailangan ng intervention? Siguro okay if they are for enhancement, but for learners who really need intervention and the consolidation, kailangan talaga siguro.
So yun po ma'am, importante po para sa mga learners na ma-enhance at saka maturuan sila lalo na kung ang kanilang mga grades ay nandun sa lower bracket. Thanks po, sabi ni Ma'am Divina. Any more question? Just feel free to raise. Ayan. Sabi ni Sir Anthony, meron po mga guidelines. What if one teacher to one learner lang po? Still ba meron service credits?
No isu mati ko na basta it's a maximum of 35.
Minimum of 1.
And it did not say minimum of, pero kung talagang kailangan naman ng bata yon, why do we cancel it for the child who is interested to learn?
So, yun po Sir Anthony. Pwede naman daw para siyempre we have to address the need of the learner. Ngayon, sabi ni na Sir Lester Hora, good afternoon po. Will TICs avail of the 15 days service credit? Should he choose to join the learning camp po, sir?
Kung siya ay magtuturo, sir. Kasi okay lang naman kasi teacher din yun, sir.
Okay, Sir Lester Hora, as long as na nag-render ng service for teaching service during the learning camp, ay pwede. Ngayon, sabi ni Sir Atkinson Tudlong, sir, what are the attachments for the service credits?
Ay, siguro attendance din nila doon sa, siguro DTR din. I think we'll wait for further announcement, pero di ba yung service credit is more on DTR that you will sign and their accomplishment reports. Most probably those are the things needed, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir Tudlong, yung mga regular requirements like the memorandum, accomplishment report, the DTR, siguro list ng learners na nag-undergo ng NLC. Sabi ni Sir Atkinson, thank you, sir. Any more question? Yes po. Just raise your hand. If you cannot raise your hand, you can raise your feet. Hello po, sorry mahina signal. What if need ng learners pero hindi sign ng parents ang parental consent? Sabi ni Ma'am Annalyn Libang.
That's why, again, that's why we need to conduct school orientation. And who are the people that you will orient? The learners, the teachers, the stakeholders, your parents, just the same, ma'am.
Yan po, ma'am, ang sagot. Ma'am Annalyn Libang, lahat po concerning queries that relates to yung mga ayaw mag-join, that relates to parents' consent, that relates to sino yung mga pipiliting magturo, that is within your convincing power through an orientation. Thank you po, sir. Sabi ni Ma'am Annalyn. Any more question? Pwede po bang staggered yung time basta makomplete yung 3 days in a week, 24 hours? Sabi ni Sir Anthony Feliciano.
Sir, I do not know yung time na, but I think that will be handled during the training of the teachers, sir. Kasi yung pinakita natin, yung time natin for what to do on Monday and what to do on Friday, but nothing was shown for Tuesday to Thursday where the teachers will be conducting the NLC. But I hope that those are the things that they will be presenting during the training for the teachers, sir.
Yan po, Sir Anthony. Your question is to be answered during the training. Kasi maganda naman yung point mo. Parang okay din naman yun.
Okay, sir.
Ayun, any more questions? Okay po, thanks. Sabi ni Sir Anthony. Are there any more questions? Time check, it's 3:28 p.m. and our scheduled time is 4 o'clock. Sabi naman ni Sir Raymond Pataksil, school heads that will be serving the NLC, will they be provided with service credits? Nasagot na po ito. Sabi ni Sir Kat, as long as na nagturo sila or nag-render ng teaching service during the NLC, they will be given service credits.
Okay.
Sir, can one teacher handle 3 to 10 learners from K to 6 in all camps? I think Ma'am Joji Makitay, nasagot na rin po ito because iba-iba naman po yung competencies from different grade levels and different anong tawag doon? Subjects. So how can one teacher handle those in the schedule? Thanks po, sir. Sabi ni Sir Raymond Pataksil. So Ma'am Joji, you have to still orient your teacher and convince them para magturo sila sa NLC para hindi mas lalong ma-stress yung isang teacher na mag-handle ng 3 to 10 K to 6 na iba-iba ang learning areas niya. Sir, how true po na may food allowance daw ang teachers na magpa-participate? Ma'am Annalyn Libang, i-present yata kanina mayroong 250
50.
pesos. Pambili po ng adobo. So mukhang na-late yata tayo. Thanks po, sabi ni Ma'am Joji Makitay. Yes, just feel free to chat your questions. Time check, 3:30. I will be sharing din naman po sa different group chats natin itong link para at least hindi kayo mahilo kung saan kayo papasok na folder. Kung saan nyo isasubmit po yung inyong consolidation. Okay, thank you sir. Choppy kasi, sabi ni Ma'am Annalyn Libang. Okay, sige. Got it, Ma'am Annalyn. Any more? May nag-raise po ba ng kamay? Let's check. Wala pa. So far, there are 11 participants as of now.
Attendance.
Attendance link will be given later. Sabi nito, our AO is English major and volunteered for NLC. Will she be entitled to for service credit? Sabi ni Sir Raymond.
Ay. I do not know kung ano yung non-teaching personnel, kung service credit ba o COC. Kasi parang iba sa kanila. But if she intends or that AO would like to go to teachings later on, siguro pwedeng magamit niya ang mga ito eh.
Yes, Sir Raymond. Kasi technically, COC para sa non-teaching at service credits para sa
Teaching.
Sabi ni Sir Aligmayo Dumanas, will the school that be conducting the program be given the necessary instructional guidelines and other things to use and to follow regarding this program?
Maybe this will be answered during the training for the teachers, sir.
Yes, Sir Aligmayo. Your queries will be answered kapag nag-training na kayo. Thank you, sir. Sabi ni Sir Raymond Pataksil. Initially, here is the attendance sheet. Sama ito sa ating monitoring. Para sa mga dahil malapit na rin naman tayo matapos. Just feel free to chat your questions habang we still have time. By the way, I hope so na mag-work ito properly. This session is being recorded and the video will be uploaded sa ating CID Hub for those who want to go back to the discussion and to listen to this question and answer. Again, the attendance link po is nasa chat. For those who are not who cannot access the chat, i-flash ko po ang ating attendance sheet. Okay, nakikita nyo po sa inyong screen ang ating attendance sheet. Ito po. Yan po. You can still continue sending your queries and questions, verifications. Okay, thanks sir. Sabi ni Ma'am Marcelita. We hardly joined the meeting. Can you give a short review of 5 minutes? Sabi ni Ma'am Marcelita. Oh my God.
Di ba sinabi mo it's recorded?
Yes, Ma'am Marcelita, you can go back to the recordings later that will be posted sa ating CID Hub. Ma'am Purisa Mangapak. Sir, pwede ba applicant teacher magturo, sir? Sabi ni Ma'am Purisa. Again, nasagot na ito kanina. Applicant teacher, hindi kasi sila entitled for service credit. So, hindi rin nila magagamit yung service credit, sayang. And that dapat na yung mga magtuturo dito ay sabi nga ni sir, mga specialized teachers sa reading, doon sa learning areas. Okay, so question pa more. Ito yung link ng inyong mga districts.
Ma'am, sa grade 6 pa rin because that we are using yung performance nila in the present grade level. So kung graduate sila ng grade 6 ngayon, we can still have that those camps under ano ba yun? Yung three different camps based on the performance in grade 6, ma'am. Agora ata grade 7 da kat nakita di performance da santo da learning camp for grade 7, ma'am.
Yes, Ma'am Grace. So wag kang magsuya-suya dyan. Any question? Yan po, Bananaw ES. Since ang assessment po ay doon sa grade 6, doon sa grade 6 mag-enroll. How about the school head? If we join the NLC, are we entitled for CDO? I believe service credit yata ang nasabi, hindi CDO.
Service credits for teachers, but we do not know if maybe you can convert that to CDO, pero parang mas mababa ata kung if service credit is converted to CDO for school heads.
Ayan po. We cannot open the link for evaluation, sabi ni Sir Joseph. I think ang repost po natin ay link for attendance, not evaluation, kasi i-check natin yung mga school heads na nag-participate for today. In case you have a problem, maybe you have to check your account. Kasi Microsoft Office po kasi ang Office 365 po kasi ang ginagamit natin. Check po natin, Sir Joseph Manonggit, ang ating Office 365 account. Sabi ni Sir Anthony, voluntary for teacher 1 to 3, but mandatory for master teacher sana.
Of course, they are supposed to be the lead in this activity. So, hindi ko muna promote na sila sa master teacher 1 and master teacher 2, and then they are out in this endeavor. Dapat sila talaga ang lead to help you convince teachers to do this NLC.
So yun po, Sir Anthony. Again, I am reposting the attendance link. Yes, any more questions? Question pala? Responses. Okay, we have 11 responses to sa ating attendance. And our participant is 113 in the meeting. So, hello, Ma'am Bestina. Do you have any question? Malinaw po lahat, ma'am.
Sir Andre,
Yes, ma'am.
nga ma-open data attendance.
Ma-open the attendance, may I check? According to my laptop, I just opened it and na-open po siya, ma'am. So maybe again, you have to check your Office 365 account because it is limited to Office 365 account. So if you have an issue with your Office 365 account, please consult your school ICT coordinator.
Andoy, umayos ka.
Sabi nga ng laptop ko sabi ng laptop ko, I just recently clicked, nag-open naman siya. So sabi niya, the person asking question na hindi makapasok might have an issue with Office 365. So sabi niya, advise the person behind the line to consult their ICT. Sabi ni Ma'am Friska, in case two teachers lang na-convince na mag-NLC, can we still push through with the CAM?
Yes, ma'am.
It's as strong and big as Ma'am Friska. You have to push through cash at dalawa siya. Ngayon, sabi ni Sir Nestor Murarong, good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon, Sir Morarong. Nice seeing you here. Any question po, Sir Nestor? Okay. Busy sa nag-raise ng hand, wala naman. Let me again go back to the chat. Yan. Okay, again, yung ating attendance link po is accessible via Office 365 account. And also, pati po yung ating CID Hub, Office 365 account. Do you have any more questions, Sir Anthony? You can unmute, sir. Ang ganda ng background. Nature na nature. Video recorded for us to review what was discussed. I didn't understand what the topics were discussed. Yes po, Ma'am Joyce. Again, CIT Hub will be welcoming you to view the recorded, this recorded session and also this question and answer. Yes, Ma'am Jennifer Oyam, please unmute. You raised your hand. Voice out what is in your heart and mind.
Sir,
Yes po, ma'am.
sir, sabali lang napindot ko ba?
Copy, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Sabali pinapindot. Okay, I think there being no more questions for these minutes. Ay, yun. Sabi ni Ma'am Nelly, I submitted attendance. Thank you, Sir Ezekiel Panabungan. Yes, so cannot open attendance link with us here. There are also working teachers made it with us orientation. Okay. Yung mga watch party, please open the link and print it out po para mag-attendance po kayo. There being no questions, may we request everyone to please open your cameras for a screenshot photo ops supporting the attendance of today's activity before we have a last word from Sir Kad. Okay, so let's open our camera para mag-screenshot po tayo. Okay, ayun o, sila Mildred ayaw, naka-watch party. Ma'am Eufemia Balaw, I hope okay na po yung mata natin dyan.
Ay, anong nangyari sa mata?
Na nagpa-cataract surgery. Okay, so I will be performing the screenshot for window 1. Okay, please open your cameras. Ready, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then for another window, please open your camera. Wait a moment. Please pull up okay. 3, 1, 2, and 3. I hope na-capture po yung tago. Another capture.
If you want,
Please, ready, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. That's for our may we now have Sir Kat for the last words.
Okay, thank you for your participation to this abrupt activity, and I know it delayed some of your activities today, particularly those who are celebrating their graduation or closing programs today. but time is of essence, so we need to conduct this activity. And thank you for your sacrifices. Matagot-tagot ako amin, was din susumya, was din gumagagot ay mangikan si Intako na. Yaman, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And to close this activity, may we request Pinpin de Sarapin, Ma'am Mary Galingan, to please lead the closing prayer. Thank you. Ay, si Sir Junjun pala. Sir Junjun Meek, please do the closing. Thank you.
Apa yang itu ay magat jenis progres mutna sudah may sati pagmesintay ang mamulan ng sulat jenis progres sana ini
Magatin mga re.
Sir Jun.
Mo ata dito ra ipuyo. Siguro na pa dyan punta. Tawag ka noy.
Nangagbuan ni Sir Jun.
Kaya naglimbing dito nga, Sir Jun.
Any volunteer na lang?
Yeah, si Sir Avelino na lang. Sir Avelino, please do the honor of
Ang chat dari man exit.
the closing prayer.
Man exit.
Closing prayer, sir.
Closing prayer, sir.
Kira. Kira.
Sino ang hindi nakamute ay yung pwedeng mag-mute, mag-unmute dyan to do the closing prayer. Wala na yata. Okay, so Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity that you have gathered us once again, and that this abrupt activity may be disrupting some school's activity, but I believe that you have a good purpose on this, Lord. So please give us the wisdom and the more energy to conduct this NLC activity successfully for the welfare of our learners, not only in the schools division of Mountain Province, but for the entire nation. Thank you, Lord, and Amen. Okay, so goodbye everyone, and please don't forget po yung ating assignment, yung ating isa-send na accomplishment, ano yun? Consolidation data. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Sir Andre. Okay, update sa box ko.
Yeah.
Isan na dyan. Hay na, apo.
Oh, aduh tinaglip.